In today's Leeds news, Leeds complete Joe Rodon deal, ticket information for Sheffield Wednesday clash, Gnonto latest, and Birmingham City preview. Hiya folks, Jer here on the 11th of August at The View with your Leeds United news. It's an early one, earlier than normal. So we'll fly through this, not a huge amount. Just the one a week. If you do like the channel, if you like what we're doing here, you want to help support us and help the channel to keep growing, you can do so by subscribing, liking the video and sharing it around if you want to. And that's that done, out of the way. Let's crack on with the news. We'll start off with the completion of the Joe Rodon deal to Leeds United. This broke last night. It's a great signing for Leeds to get. It's a really good one to get in the door. Leeds announced the signing of Joe Rodon on a one-year loan deal last night. The Welsh centre-back will go straight into the squad for the game against Birmingham City this weekend. He hasn't had a huge amount of minutes. I think he's only played maybe a game and a half over pre-season. But the player himself reckons he's fresh, ready to go, and could very easily step in and play at the weekend. It gives Leeds more options at centre-back with Liam Cooper out injured. And Max Vober leaving the club along with Robin Koch and Diego Llorente. It's now starting to build up those positions at the back there as well. Seems like a very strong lad, big guy, ball playing centre back, 25-year-old, has got European and Premier League experience under his belt, as well as playing for Rennes last year in League 1 and finishing fourth in the division there as well, and reaching the knockout stage of the Europa Conference League. So decent caliber of a centre back coming in there. Ball playing centre back will absolutely suit the style of play that Daniel Farke is looking to play at Leeds United. But yeah, and as I said, go straight into the squad for the game at the weekend. We'll see if he gets any minutes or how involved he will be. But it's a good signing. Let me know in the comments if you like it. What are your thoughts on this? I know we missed out on Max Aarons. I know some people got really depressed again over the course of the weekend, but there's some really positive stuff coming here. I mean, the signs that have come in, Darlow, Ampadu, Byram, and now Joe Rodon, they're sensible signings. They're all solid players as well. It's taking its time, but I think they're better players than maybe we would have brought in if we'd rushed this. So it's a good signing. And moving on, let's talk about some ticket information for those who are interested in. And ticket information has been released for Leeds clash against Sheffield Wednesday on Saturday, the 2nd of September. It breaks down as follows. Phase 1 of them is priority members, goes on sale Tuesday, the 15th of August at 1 p.m. Phase 2 is for all Leeds members. That goes on sale Wednesday, the 16th of August at 1 p.m. Also, Wednesday, the 16th of August at 5 p.m., the general admissions will go on sale. And then on Thursday, the 17th at 1 p.m., the online ballot registrations open up, and they are open until midnight on Friday, the day later. And then the ballot closes then. So if you want to get tickets for that Sheffield Wednesday game, that's your information. You can get more information over at leedsunited.com as well. If you want to check that out, you can. Moving on, let's talk about Willie Gnonto's situation, which is now starting to evolve again. It's starting to change. Dean Jones from Give Me Sport has been doing a bit of research on this and talking about it. And according to Dean Jones, other clubs have now joined the race to sign Willie Gnonto. He's got an incredibly active agent, and we'll talk about his agent in a second. Everton are still labelled as the front runners to get the player. Leeds stance still has not changed. They do not want to sell. They do not have to sell. Willie Gnonto does not have a clause in his contract and signed a 5-year deal. As Dan Moylan said, you shouldn't have signed a legally binding contract if you weren't going to honour your contract. He is bound to Leeds here. So throwing your toys out of pram and trying to force a move. I made it clear yesterday. It's now come out that it does look like that he refused to play. And the other night, personally withdrew from the squad, which is not how you leave a football club, unfortunately. There's some great likenesses of how Rafinha left versus how he left, and it's like, yeah, you just don't do it that way. But according to Dean Jones, there's interest, and he says Napoli in Italy are now interested in having a look at the player. Fulham and West Ham are also monitoring the situation and getting involved as well. The interesting one here is he says Aston Villa have been consistently monitoring the situation to see where it goes, and we've seen with Chelsea and Liverpool at the moment, who look like they're trying to nick each other's girlfriends at the moment. They're waiting for deals to be agreed, and then they're jumping in and matching the offer. And we've seen it ourselves happen with Max Aaron's situation. Wait till somebody else makes the bid, wait till that gets accepted, then go in with the offer yourself, match that bid, and then try and beat them in personal terms. Why that's interesting is, according to this article, Willie Gnonto's agent has also offered the player to Aston Villa as an option, and Aston Villa are said to be considering the situation. So his agent is very pushy, is clearly pushing agenda here. I think Willie's been very badly advised, and he should look not far away to learn about that. The person I'm talking about here is Nicolo Zaniolo, the player last year at Roma. Same agent. Andrea Russo put this tweet out yesterday. He's the exact same agent. And last January's deadline day, Leeds were linked with a move for Zaniolo, a late move for a loan for the player, because Basically, they tried to force a move away from Roma last year to AC Milan. The player went out on, not on strike, but refused to play. Roma's tact on this was to freeze the player out of their squad completely. He wasn't allowed to train with the first team. He wasn't involved in any first team activity. He was completely frozen out. And they waited until the international window closed, and then he was loaned to Galatasaray for the remainder of the season. So it's same agent, looked like the same tactic. It's not a great tactic. Willie could do a lot better. Zaniolo's career is kind of wobbled now, and there's a couple of clubs looking at him, but that was a player with incredible talent. A lot of big clubs looking at him as well. These moves don't make you look good. It just makes the next contract you sign, look pointless. If not, it does sign, go to Everton, sign a 6-year deal, and they get relegated next year. He's going to pull the same trick again. So he's done it before. He will do it again. So it's sad to see. And then moving on to a shortened version of the Birmingham City preview. Daniel Farke's press conference was yesterday, talking about the game. And asked straight away about the Willie Gnonto situation, and he basically said that he didn't want to speak about that situation at all. Willie trained with the club yesterday, trained well. That's it. End of story. Didn't want to go any further than that. On injury front, Jorginho Rutter is expected to travel with the squad. He's ahead of schedule on his recovery. He missed a week and a half. So Daniel Farke said he's only missed a week and a half. So it's likely he could get more minutes on the park. Cody Drama, limited minutes as well after being out for quite a while. He also mentioned a hamstring injury for Cody Drama. We were led to believe it was a concussion. He was following concussion protocol. It's now come out that that would have had him back for the start of the season, but he picked up a minor hamstring tweak as well. This is the kind of information the club need to put out there, because this stops all the rumors talking about Cody Drama trying to get out of the club and leaving the club again. As everyone says, in the absence of news, somebody else will fill the void with nonsense. And that's what's happened. So it's important that the club at least tell us when players are injured and how long they're going to be out for, to stop that kind of rumor, especially in the middle of a very, very weird transfer window for Leeds. On Sam Greenwood, he said that he trained this week for 1 day, has been in a boot, but has been out for a considerable amount of time. Probably won't be involved in the squad this weekend, but is close to coming back to full fitness. So 3 players coming back of the 11, 10 that are out injured at the moment. So that's a good sign. As I said, didn't want to speak about Willie Gnonto's situation, and was asked about Max Aarons. He was also asked about the interview Chris from Norwich Talk did with Max Aarons, where Max Aarons basically said it took a huge amount of him to not come to Leeds because he has such respect for Daniel Farke, but it was a Premier League move, and he's very apologetic. Adam Pope did ask Daniel Farke about this exact quote, but Max Aarons saying that it felt bad about essentially turning him down, and he didn't want to talk about it. Just said, I don't want to talk about players who are under contract to other clubs, and I hope that other clubs will respect that as well, because Sean Dyche was talking about Willie Gnonto later on today, and he said the same thing. He's just one player we're looking at. He's under contract at Leeds. So that's what you want. He's looking for a bit of respect when it comes to contract. He said he respects the contracts of all the players at all the clubs, so he won't talk about players under contract at other clubs. They want to get into it. It's a tough game against Birmingham. He knows it as well. It's going to be a much trickier game than Cardiff. Leeds need to start a lot faster than they have done against Shrewsbury and against Cardiff last weekend. They will need to make sure that they have a good crack at it going into this weekend, and a bit faster play. He's commented about how slow the football has been in the first half. Second half's been fine. I think it's a strong start for Sam Byram to come in and play left back from the start in this game. Joe Rodon could start the game or could be on the bench. You could see Pascal Struck and Harry Creswell start centre back as well. He's got decisions to make, which is good. There's now a squad starting to beef up a little bit with arrivals coming. On the arrival stuff, he said that he does expect more arrivals. So we can expect that. But I do think a lot of the big moves Leeds will have to make will happen closer to deadline day. Tyler Adams is completing his medical today at Chelsea. That will see him leave. Be a few quid that'll come in there that Leeds can use, although it's 20 million. We bought him for 20 million. It's technically a breaking even, but hopefully frees up some funds and financial fair play for that. And then whatever happens to the Willie Gnonto situation, club currently are adamant. But I just, personal opinion on Willie Gnonto's situation is, I don't see any way back for the player once you refuse to play for Leeds. I mean, I think if he is in the squad the weekend, he's probably lucky it's in St Andrews and it's a away game. It could be slightly different when he comes back to Elland Road and is involved in the squad after this. So he's made a bit of a rod for his back, poor Willie. So we have to wait and see how Farkas handles this. He was very good when he played up front against Cardiff at Sunday last week. Maybe he does the exact same, plays him again, but it's got to be an interesting one to keep an eye on. This is going to be a really interesting team sheet. Also, just to let everyone know, the podcast is done. We recorded it last night. It was recorded with Lockie and Max from Leeds lately. Both of them have done really, really good videos on Joe Rodon. Lockie did one late last night as well, so go check out Lockie's video on Joe Rodon as well. And Max has one as well that's up there as well. The podcast is live for members today, and it will become live as normal for everybody else tomorrow, Saturday morning, for that. It's a beefy one, it's about an hour long. We tried to talk about some games. We ended up talking an awful lot about the Willie Gnonto situation and the transfer situation at Leeds. So yeah, you can check that out tomorrow when it's live. I'm done for the weekend, folks. There'll be no match review on Saturday. I will be back on Monday. I said there'll be no match review on Saturday. It depends how we feel after the game, I suppose. I'll be back on Monday morning for more Leeds news. Have a fantastic weekend. Fingers crossed for 3 points, and I will see you on Monday for more Leeds news. Have a great time. Bye.